Should Christians use sex toys?
Huh? This is not, I don't think that the Bible has anything to say about sex toys. So again, there's no definite authority by which this question will be answered from the point of view of the Word of God. Okay. But from the point of view of relationship over the years, I know there was a time I was asked this question in a community. It was a women's fellowship, and I answered, in this way. It's still going to be based on what both of you prefer. You understand? Whatever both of you prefer. You understand? Because some people, with this, all my years of experience right now, I've come to realize that some people do need help with the sex toys in their marriages. You understand? Yeah. Because this is where I was, because I don't want to say nothing about me. Like, I don't want I'm trying to answer people's questions. I'm trying to answer people's questions, and I don't want to have to, So here's the thing. When I was asked this question in the Women Fellowship once upon a time, I remember that I said, like personally, when I got married, like started having sex and all of that, and contraceptive became an issue at some point, and condoms, had to come in the relationship. I didn't like it. You understand? Like, I did not. I wanted to have flesh to flesh. This is the time where you should start pleading the blood of Jesus again. Lord, I'm going to survive. I will survive. I will make it through today. I will make it through today. And nobody's going to make me say anything that's going to make me miss heaven. Lord Jesus. Yes, Lord. You all don't stop praying for me, okay? Yes, so I personally, I didn't even, like the whole condom situation. Of course, fast forward, years down the line, I kind of like made it through, and it was like a breakthrough that, finally I could, do this. So for me personally, there's just certain things you prefer and certain things you don't prefer, certain things that will work for you, that would reach your feelings, and certain things that will not reach your feelings. You understand? So it still has to boil down to what you prefer, like personally. And I think that also should be conversed, because this was it was the whole situation where we had to talk about it, tried all kinds. Maybe this one is too hard. Maybe this one is too harsh. Maybe this one is not gentle enough. Maybe there was all kinds of things that we tried. You understand? And it was just not my thing. So like having a whole situation, go into the situation room is not my thing. You understand? But for some people, like, it may work. Do you understand? But here's the thing. Because of some of the realities, we have the ideal situation, but we have certain realities that call for help. Right. So yes, so that's where I would say that I wouldn't say that it's you can't do it. I would say that if you're married and you need it, you should use it. Because if that is like the situation we discussed earlier, you understand, if at all the baby PP is gonna be a situation and there's an agreement, there's so many things that if there's agreement, if there's no deceit, that people will live by. There are different situations that have made us begin to recommend, certain things to instead of having for people to go astray or go and cheat on their partners. You understand? And all of that. So I would say if both of you are okay with it, I do not think that I would be against it at this point, because I have counseled with situations that I know needed it. When you start talking about it, let me just put a disclaimer. Because when somebody goes and says, okay, sex toy, I mean, is having that rubber doll that we see in movies, or like the whole thing, that devil is a liar. That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to be specific and start discussing what kind of sex toy are we talking about. Is it the whole human being? Is it the this? Is it the that? No, help. You understand? So that's why I don't even want to go into it so much, because there's the extreme of everything. And there are things that help. So if you need the help, you understand, take it instead of suffering, or instead of having to go cheat with somebody. But the ideal is that the two become one, flesh to flesh, two becoming one, and it's fantastic when it happens that way.
Is it okay to have sex on a Sunday before the church service? Before we go in and praise God. And we have
I do not believe that there's a day in the week that you can't have sex. The only premise we know that you shouldn't have sex is if you're fasting. If you're fasting. So if you're fasting, you're consecrating yourself, so that you can spend time with God. That's the only time that you are not supposed to do. You understand? But other than that, I don't think there's a specific time that you shouldn't be able to, have sex. Sunday is a day. It's a day. Sunday is just a day. You understand? Even though it's considered the Sabbath day, which some people disagree and say it's Sunday, it's Saturday, but it's a day. So it doesn't matter. The only thing that we know for sure is that when you're fasting, you're honoring God, you're trying to consecrate, so you stay apart. And even that one, the Bible says it should not be unrealistic. You should not do that too long, and deprive one another. So yes, if you want to go have a wonderful time in church service, hey, give God some worship. After all, sex has been described to be like a synonym with worship. So give God some worship before the worship. Worship so that you can worship. You understand? Yes.
Would you feel comfortable if your partner asks you to role play in bed?
I've seen movies where they role play, the man is a cop and the woman is a nurse. Why that is what I see, I don't know, but I guess men like to be nursed, and I guess maybe women like the cop thing. So, but I think it's fun. I think it's fun. Yes, you're spicing up your sex life. So I would not have anything against. It's fun. It's funny, and it's like you're going to spend a lifetime together. So if me pretending to be a nurse, it's gonna be fun. It's like acting, right? So yeah, why not? I mean, I wouldn't have anything against that. I would not have anything against that. So whatever works for both of you, again, is what God would allow.
That's good. I feel like this one too, you probably addressed it, but I'm still gonna read it. It says, my husband doesn't make me feel good during sex because he's always rushing and doing only things that makes him feel satisfied. How can I get him to slow down and pay attention to me and what makes me feel good?
Tell him. I think I talked about it a lot. You understand? Yeah. Tell him, slow down, too fast, too hard. Yeah. Softly, gently. You understand? Those are all words that are allowed. So tell him, slow down. And and then if you want the speed to increase, tell him to increase the speed. You understand? But talk. I'm telling you, that's like if you're not talking, but when you're with your spouse during sex, it's not, you're not gonna get the best out of each other. You understand? And you should know what kind of talking, helps you. Is it nonverbal, or is it, is it body language, or the verbal one? I do the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, one of the things I've grown to understand, sex is about the time when you're coming together that way. It's also relationship, so it's times like it's also relationship, and it's time like you guys are getting to know each other, just like any other area of your relationship. So I find that like I've been becoming more expressive too, and there are times when I say things to him and both of us will start laughing, like if I say, oh no, not there tonight, it's not there, it's here. We'll like start laughing, but at least we're learning, each other and growing from there. So it's
exactly. Every man who's listening needs to know that the woman's body is dynamic. You understand? Is that it's not the same all the time. That's why they feel like they don't understand women, right? The body is not the same all the time. It does all kinds of things all the time. You understand? Even our menstrual cycle don't come the same day every time of the month. So, and that is what controls, the thing. So sometimes the hormones and everything. So it's not the feeling. It's not going to always be where you left it. Where you left off the last time. And that's why the woman has to be forthcoming, in terms of communicating what she prefers. So, and as the man, you need to be patient and gentle enough, to be able to minister to her until she's satisfied.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even if you're going to have like, what do they call it now? A quick one. You can tell the woman, this one is for me, not for you. You understand? This one is for me, not for you. But I'm gonna give it to you after this. So maybe your round one is for you, and then on the round two is for the woman, and then she sing hallelujah, you don't let her go. You understand? So if you're pressed and you need to let it go, you can tell the woman, for everything is better with communication. You understand? Everything is better with communication.
My wife seems to have a lot of headaches at nighttime. How do I know she's not avoiding sex with me? Is that a good reason to not do it?
Headaches, yeah. I think is a standard procedure with women. Sometimes if they don't want to do something, they're gonna say they have headaches. I think that's like a thing that people know. So someone said do it in the daytime. Yes, okay. That reminds me that everyone have their sexual preference. Some men are morning more than they are night, and some are night more than they're morning. I think you should have that conversation with are you a night person or a morning person? I think that's something this doing during the daytime just made me remember that's the thing. People have preference. People have their time preference. Some people are more receptive in the morning, and some people are more receptive at night. So you need to know, ask your spouse, are you a morning person or are you a night person? And then both of you can now compromise every now and then for each other.
Yeah.
If you are a night person, maybe the reason why she's saying she has headache at night is because she's probably not a night person. Maybe she's a morning person, so you need to know. And so you can plan your attack during her preference. But if both of you discuss that, this is when I feel the urge the most, I think both of you can sacrifice for each other, right? Both of you can sacrifice for each other and meet each other at the point of need. Yeah. So, but again, to the woman, sex is supposed to be a pain reliever. Sex is supposed to be a natural pain reliever.
Yeah.
So if you're having a headache, let the man kiss you from your head, you understand, to your toe. Let the man minister to you, rub your head, rub your neck, and by the time he's done, your headache will be gone. You understand? So that didn't come out right. I'm visualizing the woman saying, "Well, yeah, really? So you can do it with a headache? So if it's real sickness, what if it's real sickness?" Oh my God!
Right.
But for real though, But for real, sex is a natural pain reliever. It's a natural stress reliever. So you should try it. If it doesn't work for you, then take your medicine. But don't make it a permanent situation where you're always having headaches at the time that your husband needs you. That's not okay. Okay, that's not okay. So you need to shift. You understand? You need to shift your stand. You need to shift that. So if you have a headache and the man ministers to you well, you will be whole. You understand? So try that, and then also have that conversation where are you a morning person or a night person? Because that's the thing. So both of you can meet. If you're a night person and she's a morning person, and then you will have different work schedule. Maybe the person goes to work at night, you go in the morning. It's also in this world now, life is complicated. So we always have to compromise. We're going to always have to compromise to prefer one another, to minister to one another effectively. But have that conversation. Okay, are you a morning person? Are you a night person? So their default setting. So, and then you go out of your way. And I think this is a situation that sometimes during sex, it should be just a day where you just want to make the man happy. Surprise him during his preferred time. Just surprise him during his preferred time. And then sometimes you as a man surprise your wife during her preferred timing too. That's why it's always good to know. Okay? Praise the Lord.
I enjoyed sex much more before I met my wife. It feels like a chore. Now it feels like a chore because she's too spiritual and boring. Not willing to try new things, and it's frustrating to me. How do I fix this?
First of all, that's rude. In life, right? It's not what you say that matters. It's how you say it. You understand? So if you say to your wife that sex with you is like a chore, you understand? And I used to be a black belt, in this industry. I my girlfriends used to scream and shout when I was with them. Man, that's rude. To begin with, that's rude. You understand? First of all, I always tell men that every woman is different. I don't care if you're being with white, black, Chinese, and you got black belts, red belts, and the white belts. You understand? Whenever you choose and you didn't marry those people, it means that something went wrong. You did not, regardless of what you say, even if you say that before I had great sex with my wife, why did you not make them your wife? If you had so much great sex and it was powerful, it was awesome, why didn't you marry any of those people? There's a reason why you are with your wife, why your wife is your wife. And that, whatever that reason is, you should put some respect on that. And so you should also not tell your wife by way of bragging, oh, I remember in those days, my girlfriend Mary, she would scream. She always, like, when she see me, she would just be, excited. Or if I know when I did. No, that's also abuse. That is also emotional abuse. You should not brag about your past with your present, because if your past was that good, why are they not your present? So the past is the past for a reason. So respect what you got, and then learn the body. Every woman is different. So what you did, and let me even say this, and I'm not trying to bruise anybody's ego, right? But a lot of girls that are girlfriend, and do a lot of tricks on you guys. They be screaming and shouting when nothing is happening to them. Some of them were not giving you the right feedback. Some of them they are professional, and that's what the good girl syndrome is, where you are sincere in your emotions. As a wife, you are sincere with your emotions to the man. But the man has been deceived several times because maybe those girlfriends, maybe you were paying their bills. Maybe there was a benefit they were getting from you. You were paying their school fees, or so they know what makes you feel good. You see, I tell a lot of ladies sometimes that there are so many things I learned the hard way. This today is not my day. Today is me solving your problems. Like if you hear someone, the reason why I talk the way that I talk, there's some things that you learn the hard way. Now you look back and you laugh at yourself. But then it's good that you learned you were genuine, you were authentic to yourself. You know, so a lot of times, men, you guys need to know that the girls you left behind, those girls, there was something you didn't trust them. Maybe they lied on you. Maybe they cheated on you with somebody. Maybe they told you were good, but you found them with another man. So if you were that good, why were they with another man? Why did they have to go and cheat on you? You understand? Why did you change your mind and why are you not with them? So there are a lot of ladies who do this as a professional thing. Yeah. Especially the side chicks, especially the ones who are not in it for real, who don't have a stake. They are going to give you everything you need psychologically, you know, scream when nothing is happening, and they make fun of you behind your back. They tell your friends, they tell their friends, you know, about you. That, oh, that one, please. You understand? But they do what they do to get your money or whatever it is that they needed from you at the time. Some of them were not altogether sincere. Yeah. Some of those screams you heard were not genuine. They were just for you to finish on time so that they can get going to the next agenda. But hey, who am I to? I'm not. I wasn't there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. But I'm just saying, if you are with your wife right now, don't brag about your past. If it was that good, you wouldn't be with your wife. Now, when you are with your wife, you gotta empty that hard disk. You have to empty. Everything is the past. Everything is in the past. Now you are with your wife. You honor that woman and you learn her body and you minister to her body. You learn what works for her. You don't do what you did to Lillian and expect Julie to scream. You don't do what you did to, Jennifer. You remember, oh my God, yes, when I slapped Jennifer that time, she used to like scream. And then you slap, what name now?
Julie.
You slap Charity. You understand? And then Charity like, what? What'd you do that for? Be like, oh, that was no. So what gave somebody else pleasure is giving someone else pain. So you don't blame Julie or Charity and say, well, why? Well, when I did that to Mary, she was happy about it. Why are you not happy about it? That's Mary's body. This is Jennifer's body. So you got to know what works for Jennifer and minister to Jennifer, and without having to tell Jennifer like, well, she's not doing it this way, she's not doing it the way that person did it. She's not. That's rude, and that does not help it doesn't help you get even a good response from them. Only what it does is that it just takes away from their self-esteem as a woman. It reduces the self-esteem of a woman. And when the self-esteem of a woman is reduced, she's not going to be bold with you. She's not going to be vulnerable with you. It's going to diminish her expression with you.
Are there any sexual positions off limits for Christians?
I think that couples need to be truthful to themselves. I learned and I started teaching, especially when I realized that men like women to be on top of them, like as a sex position. You understand? Then there are some women who like to be on top, and then the men don't like it, and then they want to be on top. But then there are some men who, especially some of the ones who have health issues, who cannot doing the pumping, because of stress or health issues. The problem is that a lot of people are not vulnerable with themselves in marriage to just tell each other the truth, and it really is sad, because if we're vulnerable with each other, I think we'll have a better life. Because if you've had a good time with someone and they're in a situation where they cannot give you what they used to give you, I think if there's vulnerability and it's not because of someone else outside and it's something, I think that you would be gracious. the partners will be gracious to one another. So sex position is a thing, and there are more than one sex position for the Christian. Is that the question, right?
If there's any that's off limits.
Well, I don't know all the sex positions, unfortunately. I gotta say that I do not know. Who me? I'm just a small innocent girl. I'm just a small innocent. I don't know all the sex positions. So I cannot tell you which one is off the limits. You understand that? Oh, there is a particular sex position that's off the limit. No, as long as it's not sending you to the ER. As long as it's not sending you to the hospital, and as long as it's pleasurable for both of you, yay, you'll go. But be flexible. That's what I would say. With sex positions, it's good for both parties to be flexible. Be flexible in your mind and be flexible in your body. When we used to do the sex solution in Abuja, oh my God, I remember telling the women, I said, men like it when you're on top, and sometimes they last longer, and then sometimes they also have more pleasure. And I learned that the hard way. And I said, so if you don't do any other exercise, I said, do the one that gives strength and stamina to your thighs so that you can endure from yes to the end. So, and I remember it sounded so ridiculous, it was funny, but it helped, because the feedback was great, and the men loved it. So the men used to support the women to come for our fellowship because they did see that there were changes. You understand? Yeah. So be flexible, and try things that will give you guys pleasure. So, but I myself don't know all the sexual positions, so I cannot tell you which position is off the limits. As long as you're not dead, you don't die, and you don't end up with a broken rib or leg in the hospital, you is fine.
How do I tell my spouse their hygiene is a problem for me, especially for oral sex?
Didn't I say something like that?
You said something in the beginning, yeah.
Please tell them. But the thing is I think with my experience, over the years in counseling, it's not the problem that is the problem. It's how we approach the problem that is a problem. Because if you want to tell a guy something like that, you don't say, you are smelling, please go and shower. You understand? No, that's gonna be a problem now. Do you understand? Go and shower. You are stinker, you stink. Oh my God, please, you stink. Just go shower already.
Right, yeah.
Sister, no. That's not how you say it. You understand? Let me give you an example of how you should say something like that if they are stinking. You understand? And you want them to go take a shower, and you'll be like, if I tell you what I'm planning to do to you today, hey, I'm feeling sorry for your ancestors because they will come and carry you when I'm done with you. But for that to happen, go and shower first. You will see.
My heart.
See, these are the things that I say that get me in trouble, and I have people say, Mama, you have spoiled Mama. I know somebody who always likes to tell me that, Mama, you have spoiled. But I used to be a good girl. It's you people that are causing all this. All the problem I have is you people that are causing it.
But I like it. Yeah.
As a woman, I'm telling you, if you tell a man you stink, go, please don't touch me, go shower. No, that's demonic. It's not going to be effective. The man will refuse to shower just because of what you told him, and he will now try to exact his authority on you because you say your body is my property. You understand? That's where everything now become legalistic and it's no longer fun. But the same thing that you want to say, you look at him and say, baby, by the time I'm done with you today, I'm sure your ancestors would need to call you, help you. You know, the man is already having an imagination in his head. You have said the good part. You have sold him what's about to happen. And then you say, but just go and shower. By the time you finish, I will be ready for you. That's and another thing is, you know, another thing you can do is to initiate the shower together. You understand? You know, like start kissing the man and say, let's shower first. Let's shower first. Kind of you know what's about to happen. And then you just say, let's shower. Come, I want to massage your back in the shower. You know, let me go and scrub your back in the shower. You people. It's Nadine's fault, not my fault.
We got it. We got it.
I used to be a good girl. So don't even mind. So I'm just helping you. It's not the problem. It's not the problem that is always the problem. It's how we approach the problem that usually makes the problem more of a problem. So look for wisdom of ways to say things. Okay? Yeah. Always put the positive out before the negative part, you know, of the conversation, and you have more results. So tell him, but you have to tell him. But how you tell him matters. Let me say that also. We women, men too, be honest and be forthcoming, because the men may also have the same issue. You know, there's so many things that we didn't know. As ladies, you're using tissue, you understand, you know, to wipe any leaves residues inside of you, you know, and if there's oral sex situation, that, you know, the man may encounter situation particles that are not supposed to be in the situation room that are there, you know. Yeah, so some men will also say take a shower, you know, and just know what works. But how, it's both ways. So if it's from the man's angle, that's also a situation. You understand, you know. We women even have sweaty parts in our body much more. So, but everyone, let's be proactive and let's be clean. Let's try to be clean as much as we can.
Yes. My spouse doesn't want to kiss during sex. Is that okay? I want to kiss.
What?
My spouse doesn't want to kiss during sex. Is that okay? Because I want to kiss.
The spouse doesn't kiss during sex, or the spouse doesn't kiss at all?
During sex.
So the spouse is okay to kiss? Because you see, these are the kind of things that if I'm asking the person, before I answer the question, I'll ask the person, like, is it that the spouse doesn't even kiss at all, or the spouse doesn't kiss during sex? But let's leave that a part out. Let's address the during sex part. If you say your spouse doesn't kiss during sex, but you want to, have you told them? Have you mentioned it to your spouse? You know, because during sex is like things are already happening, right? And in that moment, you can say it or do it. Because I kind of feel it's awkward if I have to say, like, kiss me. You understand? Or, you know, or something like that. So because sex is something that's give and take, you know, I think that if your spouse is doing what they're doing and you feel like kissing, you understand, I think you should go ahead and kiss them in the moment.
Yeah.
That's another way. Because if he's doing whatever he's doing to you and you feel like what you want in the moment is, so you give that.
Yeah.
But the problem will be if they don't receive that.
Right.
If they say it's forbidden, then there's a problem.
Right.
If they say, oh, it's forbidden, then there's a problem. Because it shouldn't be forbidden. It's all part of pleasure, right? So whatever should pleasure both of you is what should. But instead of you expecting him to do what he's doing in the moment and still doing that which you want, I would suggest that while he's doing what he's doing, you do what you want in that moment. If you can take.
Yeah. So what if my spouse ejaculation is too quick every time we have sex, and I keep telling him something must be wrong, but he won't listen? What should I do at this point?
Okay, so so in this case, she has been telling him, and he has not done anything about it. That's the problem. The problem is when there's a problem, and somebody is not doing anything about it. That's
Yeah.
the problem.
Yeah.
So at that point, we would prescribe counseling.
Okay.
Look for someone that that person respects, and talk to that person, because it's a situation, and don't, like I said, don't embarrass them about it,
Mhm.
because maybe that's not they're not the ones making it happen. That's their body doing that. But where there's a problem is when you know that your body is doing what it's not supposed to do, you're supposed to make up for it.
Mhm. Hmm.
You're supposed to make up for it with your wife in different ways, where she's gonna feel like nothing is missing and nothing is broken. You're gonna complete that for her. So what you should do in that situation is to make up. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, oh man, this happened again. What can I do? You want me to rub your back, kiss you, use my hand? You understand? There's so
Yeah.
many things that can happen that will make up for that. So if that is not happening, then you need to, talk to someone he respects. And also to the man, I would like to say, go see a doctor,
Mhm.
so that whatever the case is can be diagnosed on time. And most of these things are fixable now.
Yeah.
Most of these situations are fixable with medical science now. So, yes.
What are your views on masturbation?
Hey,
Good question.
blood of Zechariah, blood of Nebuchadnezzar. Oh my God. Oh, wait. What's the question again?
What are your views on masturbation?
Why my views? Why my own views? Why? How is my view supposed to fix a problem? Okay, you're trying to know if Pastor Joy thinks it's this way, then it's that way. Man, I would like to say that I have a lot of views on that, on the subject of masturbation. I'm telling you, different angles and different whatever. I have a lot of views on that, and there are some of my views that I really want a medical doctor to verify. One, which is like, I'm really trying to get our young people to, like, if you're masturbating, you're not a virgin. That's one of my views. If you're masturbating, you're not a virgin. The fact that you haven't slept with a man or you haven't slept with a woman, you understand, um does not make you a virgin. I feel like if you're having orgasms, you're not a virgin.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, because there's so many people who masturbate, young people who masturbate. So the part that who feel like they're innocent, and all of that. Now, the part that I want person to verify is the part that I've heard many people say that um, masturbation like reduces the potency of sperm. It reduces the potency of sperm, and some people who chronically masturbate end up not being able to have kids. You
Hmm.
know, but that's the part that that's some things that I have my opinions on masturbation that I really want a medical person to verify. But I don't think that this is a valid question. I mean, it's a valid question, but it's not a problem, because it's supposed to be a problem. So my views, because my views are, I always like to answer this question with experiences, with instances, and with opinions. There are so many things called masturbation. Like, what would you say about a married woman who touches herself in front of her husband? Is that masturbation? Is that having sex? Do you understand? I mean,
Mhm.
so uh, I would like to know. So what about a man who's touching himself, in front of his wife? Or what about um, um, a woman touching herself when the actual intercourse is going on with her husband? You understand? What happens? There's so many things. There's so many angles about masturbation that I definitely want I would want somebody who is if I'm gonna discuss the day we're gonna discuss this as a subject, I would want a medical doctor on one side, and I want a scholar, a Bible scholar, you understand, on another side, and I'll be in the middle. So, and I would ask questions, and then we will kind of like, reach what the ideal situation is supposed to be. So, so I don't, my views is not going to create a problem or solve a problem for you right now. So that's, I have certain views, but I'm looking forward to some of these views being verified. You understand? Because there's a lot of different sides to it. Do you understand? There's a lot of different sides to it. So we have to first of all establish what masturbation is. What is legal? What is when do we say this is what it is? You understand? So I would say I'm going to escape that for today. And, yes, and bring it as a whole subject matter on a different show where I will have a medical doctor perspective to verify some of the things that I think, whether they're right or wrong, and then a Bible scholar, you understand, to be able to say, okay, biblically, this is it or this is that. So, but I don't want to have to share my opinion beyond that, because there are so many examples I would like to give and so many scenarios I would like to paint. Yes. So, and I don't want to say some of those things now start, because I want to know. Okay, no, I won't say that now.